Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Green Goddess Plants and Seeds. I'm Allison. It is a brutally cold morning here. The weather has changed on us. We had maybe a week of really nice weather, nice temperatures where it was almost melting. And now the last 10 days, it's just been brutally cold. We even had one morning this week where it was quite literally minus 40 degrees Celsius. So I'm in the house looking out the window, so I apologize for the dirty window, but I am not going outside to film this. But today, what we are doing today, in spite of the cold, is we are starting the bulk of our hot pepper seeds. So I'll go and show you what we're doing with that right now. All right, so these are some of our hot peppers. These are basically the ones that we're going to be starting. And we decided to do something a little bit different this year. With our hot pepper seeds, and we did some research and we decided to try soaking them. So one of the things that we found was that if you soak the pepper seed in tea, it can help with the germination. So that's what we did here. We set these up last night with just plain old black tea that I brewed up. So you don't necessarily need to soak them overnight, but for us it just worked better for us to just get them all in and before we went to bed last night, and that way they're all ready to go. But yeah, we're going to try this. Some of them should germinate okay anyway, but some varieties like the pumpkin spice jalapenos and stuff, I know last year I had trouble with, so that's why we decided we'll soak these. We also included a couple super hots like the Pink Tiger and the Thor's Thunderbolt and some Cayenne. But everything, all of our hot peppers we're going to be starting today. So we'll go and get those planted up. All right, hey, so here we are. We're all set up and ready to go. We are in the basement because there's more room down here for doing this. And we've got some lights and trays and heat mats and everything else all set up. So we're going to start planting up some of our hot pepper seeds. So I've got my soil mixed up here. It's just an ordinary potting soil. The main difference between this and a seeding mix is the seeding mix is a little bit finer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add cinnamon to my potting soil. Now I know there's some debate on the effectiveness of cinnamon. But when I don't use it, that's when I have problems with fungal diseases and damping off and stuff like that. So I mix it right into my potting soil and then I don't have any issues. So I've never actually measured how much I use. I just sprinkled it over the surface very liberally and then just mix it in just like that. And then we're done. And then the other thing that I will do is I will make a tea using cinnamon sticks, and I will let it steep overnight for, put it in my largest teapot or container and pour boiling water over, 2 or 3 cinnamon sticks, let it sit overnight, and then I'll actually use that to water my seedlings. So I'm just going to fill a couple of seed packs here, and then we can get going. So I'm using just 6s. I reuse my 6 packs. If they're not broken or damaged, I reuse them. I will clean them up and reuse them, because why not? I don't like to be wasteful unless black plastic is not recyclable, so it's just ends up in the landfill. So I try to reuse and recycle as much as I can. All right, so there we go. We got some cell packs done up and we're ready to go. So I'm going to start with the ones that we soaked overnight. So this is the lemon spice jalapeno. Now, when we soaked these, we basically just made a ordinary black tea. You throw a tea bag in a teapot, let it steep. We did let it cool down to room temperature before we used it. So we're not using like boiling hot tea on our seeds because that might damage them. So it was room temperature tea, black tea. And then we did soak them overnight. You don't necessarily need to soak them for that long, but for us, we did that because it worked with our schedule and what we got going on today. So it was just easier and simpler to just put them all in at the same time and let them soak. So yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is take, if I can get this off without spilling it. Now I think there was about 6 to 10 seeds in here. So I'm just gonna, you know what, pour the tea into the soil, why not? Don't have to pour that out. There we go, just like that. All right, now I'm just gonna pour the seeds into my hand because it's probably gonna be easier that way if I can get them out. No, they don't want to come out. Okay. We'll just, all right. So yes, I'm so looking forward to this year's garden. I'm looking forward to the peppers and the tomatoes. It's just, it's been, oh, it's been a long winter, you know, like temperature wise, it's been crazy. We've had really mild temperatures and then followed by, you know, brutally cold temperatures. So it's hard to, it's been hard to say the least. It's been hard to stay positive when in the middle of the winter. And I know for me, February is always the hardest month to get through because we are so close to the end of winter, yet spring's not quite here. You know, you've got the energy, you want to do stuff, but you can't because it's just, it's too cold out to do anything. And there's still snow on the ground and all that. So this is some excellent garden therapy, what we got going on here today. Some garden therapy, planting seeds, planting our hot peppers. Okay, so there is my pepper seeds. So I've actually put 2 in each cell. I do often multi-sow when I start stuff just because it saves on space. So that's what I did with these. Is I put 2 in each cell, and then once they get big enough to be transplanted, I will split them. And each one will get planted into their own individual pot. And so that's what we're doing today. Now I'm just going to make a label for these. This was the lemon spice jalapeno. Lemon spice. Always have your tags handy and ready to go. I'm just going to cover these with a little bit of soil. And then once I've filled the whole tray, then we'll water. And there we go. First one done. Yay. Oh, it feels so good to get your hands into some soil. It's awesome. So this is what we're doing today. We've got lots of seeds to plant. Not all of our hot pepper seeds we soaked. There's some that we didn't soak. Basically, we just soaked the ones that we thought were a little more challenging to germinate, especially like the hot ones and stuff. So yeah, that's what we're doing today, getting some awesome garden therapy. I will show you later all of the varieties that we're starting today. I will give you a list of those, and we'll be back with you real soon. All right, so we have finished planting up all of our pepper seeds. So we've got quite a good selection of spicy peppers that we are starting this year. We've kind of got a nice, good, broad range of heat levels that we're growing this year. So I'm really excited for the garden this year. I'm really excited for all the peppers. So just to give you an idea of what we're growing. So we've got some basics. We've got, you know, Serranos. We've got Anaheims. We've got Poblano, and we got Tobago Seasoning. So these are all ones that are very common, ones that we've grown before that we know are fairly popular with people. We've also got a fairly broad selection of jalapenos, some different ones. You know, we've got all of the various spice jalapenos. Now, these ones we actually did soak, the jalapenos, because I've tried growing them before and I've had mixed results with the germination. So we thought we'd try soaking them and see if that helped and improve things. So we've got all three colors of the rainbow there of jalapenos. We've also got some Pepper Joe's jalapeno, and we've also got a black jalapeno, also from Pepper Joe's. So this, I'm really interested to see what this one looks like and what it tastes like. So in addition to that, we've also got a selection of cayenne peppers. Cayenne peppers are my favorite. They're the ones that I grow the most and use the most in the kitchen. My personal favorite is the Ring of Fire. It's a cayenne type of pepper, but it's a little bit hotter than the regular cayenne peppers. But it's one that I love to use. I grow it and I'll dry it, and then I'll use it when I'm making my bone broth, or when I'm making any kind of soup or stew, or I'll even throw it in when I'm cooking rice, so I can have some spicy rice. That's my favorite. We also got some orange cayenne. We've got some purple cayenne and some yellow cayenne. So I'm looking forward to those colors. I have seen these ones sold in the stores. Usually they refer to them as pencil hots, but they're basically a cayenne pepper that with the different colors. We're also growing the Cayennetta. This one's interesting. I'm actually, when I was reading the package, I was actually intrigued by the fact that it's suitable for containers and hanging baskets. So I'm thinking hanging basket, hot pepper hanging baskets in my future. So that'll be a good one. We've also got one called Pinata, NuMex Pinata. It kind of looks like a jalapeno, but it's probably a little bit milder, I think. We've got, what else we got here? We got the Aji Dulce. Glenn was wanting these for a recipe of some kind. I don't remember what he wanted them for, but these are going to be good. We've got some cherry hots. These look fantastic. Looking forward to those. We've got some habanero, and we've got some Scotch bonnets. The Scotch bonnets I actually got in a seed trade, so I have grown them before, and they're actually really nice plants, nice looking plant, a nice pepper. And of course your habanero. And we've got the Sugar Rush. We got the Sugar Rush Red and the Sugar Rush Peach. Both have fabulous flavor, and of course they are quite hot. Quite a bit hotter than I think a jalapeno, but they have a wonderful flavor. So these are going to make a great addition to the garden. We've got some golden nugget, which is new to me, so I'm not quite sure what they're going to be like, but I'm looking forward to trying them. And then last but not least, we've got some lemon drop. I've grown this before, and it's some years it does well, some years it doesn't. You know, it kind of depends on, I guess, maybe the season and where we've got it, but hopefully it'll do well this year, and we'll get lots of peppers off of it. And then we do have two super hots. I started the last seeds that I had for the pink tiger, which I still managed to keep alive one of the plants of the pink tiger from last year. So far, it's still alive. Sadly, however, my one Thor's Thunderbolt that I started last year did not make it. It died. You know, I was gone for 2 weeks and I couldn't find anyone to water my plants, so it ended up dying on me, which is too bad. But I still had seed left for it, and it did actually produce one fruit. So I actually saved the seed off of it, and I'm fingers crossed. We did soak these, fingers crossed that they germinate and we get some Thor's Thunderbolt. So that's exciting. I'm so excited. Oh, I am so ready for the gardening season. It's been a long winter. February's been, it's a short month, but it feels so long. You know, it's one of those months that, for me personally, is probably the hardest month to get through because, we're so close to spring, but it's cold. There's still snow on the ground. Like, we had a week of really nice weather, and then it got the brutally cold temperatures. Like, we had -40 there earlier this week. It was just like, oh, when it's that cold, you don't want to leave the house. You really don't. So yeah, I'm done with winter. I'm ready for winter to be over. I'm ready for the snow to melt so that I can get in the garden and start making it ready and all that. So this is just the first round of seeds. So I guess we're officially started. We're officially starting this garden season now, with the start of planting up the hot peppers. So you know, in a couple of weeks we'll be doing the sweet peppers and probably the bulk of the tomatoes, and then a couple of weeks after that will probably be, you know, the cucumbers and squash and pumpkins and everything else. So it's started. It's officially started, I'm happy to say. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being with me and allowing me to share my enthusiasm for the peppers that we're growing. So I hope you have a great weekend, and yeah, happy gardening, happy Friday, and until next time, take care.